So why do you think everyone deserves a home?
Oh, we got these kind of questions.
Why shouldn't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't really know how to feel if I didn't have a home.
That's like they say going home. You know, you go home, you feel good when you go home.
So what's the cat's name?
Oh, Pickett. Little Pickett, or Homie if you'd like. Depends.
Homie, I call her Homie. I found her. I just thought that she just seemed like a homie to me. It's Mark's cat now, and so they named it Pickett, but I'll always refer to her affectionately as Homie. She's tough, I can tell you that. I was walking back behind the building sometimes during the afternoon. I'll take a walk. The 2 office buildings in this complex, and I was walking down the sidewalk and just saw her laying right outside the entrance to a sewer, and she had her head down, kind of this odd position. So I kind of stopped and just tried to ease up to her and get her, but she would kind of scatter up under the sewer there, so I couldn't get her. But the fact that she survived, however she got there, whether somebody threw her out or she was a feral cat, got separated from her mother and other kittens, I'm not sure, but she certainly is tough. I can tell you that about her. She would just, you know, didn't move, wasn't moving, didn't really move at all until I got really close to her. And so I decided, well, I'm gonna go around the back building, come back and see if she comes back out. And she was back out there. So when she was out there, I came back to the office and got Mark in Dallas.
When Paul Howard said, "Hey, you want a cat?" and he brought me outside, and I thought he was joking. And then we walked up on the storm drain, and I saw this poor little cat with her face in her paws. I thought she was gone. And after we kind of wanted to see if we could get her to move, just to see if if she was still alive, because even though Paul had only been it'd been maybe 5 minutes since he had originally run into her, we didn't really know what shape she was in. So when we saw her move and when she started noticing that there were things around her that were pretty big, we decided the first thing we needed to do was to get her some food. So I ran to my car and I drove to Quick Trip and I got her some food.
And we kind of coaxed her to the food, and Dallas kind of sat on top of the sewer, and while she was eating, he just kind of scooped her up and we got her in the box.
We noticed that her back right leg was just completely limp, and we were worried, if it's a broken leg, that's fixable, but if it's a shattered pelvis or something else is wrong, we didn't really know. But funny thing is when we got her into the recycling box, she didn't even care. She was just happy to be eating some food, and just seemed to be pretty happy that there were people around her too.
We took her to the Humane Society on Mansell Road, and unfortunately they were closed. Somebody did come to the door and help us, and she said she didn't have any doctors on duty, any vets on duty at the time, but she would check the cat in, and then we could check back later, see how she was doing. But she suggested we just go to a regular vet, so she gave us the name of a vet to take her to.
They pretty much did all the basic cat stuff, looked over and said, could be a broken leg, could be a tissue damage. It wasn't until I went to the next doctor that we found out that her right femur had been completely fractured. My heart dropped when I saw the x-rays with the doctor. The sad part is when I was back there looking at the x-rays, the doctor said, he gave me 3 possible ways that it could have happened. The first one is, we found her in a drain, so maybe she was with her mom and it was storming, and then she had got caught on something when the water, flowed through the drain, and that could have done it. But he seemed like the other 2 options, which are really the more sad options, were that someone may have either stomped on her leg or maybe threw her from a vehicle, which it's mind-boggling to think someone could do something like that to any animal, but a little cat like that, that's sad. We
embraced the cat. We adopted the cat, Homie. So everybody wants to know how Homie's doing. So we get weekly updates on her. We watched her progress, how she's gotten better. She's gone through two different surgeries on her leg. She now has a pin in there, which has really made a difference in healing it. Everybody just kind of wants to know how Homie's doing, so she's kind of mascot, if you will. We found this little defenseless, injured cat in a storm drain, and we brought her into the office right afterwards. Every single person had their head pop out of their office door and come look at this cat. They wanted to see her.
people were like, oh, I know a vet that might be able to help you with her leg, or, hey, if you need any help paying for it, we'll help you. So it really brought out the family atmosphere.
How do you think the cat feels now knowing it's in good hands?
I don't think the cat knows anything but being in good hands. I think that's just kind of all she knows now.
She thinks she's something. She thinks she's the queen. I see that she got a little bit of a personality. She'll look you in the eyes and she'll play with you and stuff like that. So we don't know. We keep telling her how lucky she is. I don't know if it's registering with her or not, but she don't care. She's happy.
She stays with me and my wife at our house. She's our new family cat. Nothing can keep her down. I mean, when we brought her home, she was running around with the hockey stick on her leg, trying to climb on stuff. She wants to play with everyone and everything. Our dog, Sandy, is kind of an older dog, and the cat's taken to her immediately. Now, at first, every meal was a feast, but now she eats when she wants to. She runs around, she plays. Nothing stops Pickett the cat from doing what Pickett the cat wants to do at this point.
Tell me how this experience changed the way you look at people trying to find a home.
The crazy thing is it's, especially the way it is out there today, it's very comparable. I mean, people may not be stuck in a storm drain, but if you're moving from, out of state or out of town and you need to try to find a place to live, it can be kind of harrowing, all the different things you need to go through to finally end up getting home. And, everyone's journey is different, but it doesn't mean they're not arduous in their own way. So it really makes me appreciate the home that I have, and it appreciate the struggle that people go through trying to find one and get into one eventually.
Even if you're in a storm drain, you can find a home. More so, it's just, if you get a good team behind you and you find yourself with people that want you to succeed and want you to get better, the sky's the limit.
Well, maybe when things don't look the best, if that's your objective, if you just hang in there and you're persistent and have resilience and get with the right people that guide you, it can happen.